just like you grabbed?
This thing that I'm sharing on screen?
Yeah.
That is my buddies at the Oblivion Bar created this and
Nice.
posted it on
God,
their
that's a
Twitter,
monster.
which is a perfect segue into our little warm up question before we get the show started. And that is, we both watched. I feel like the whole you can't call yourself a comic head if you didn't see James Gunn his announcement yesterday. I feel like everyone was talking about it.
It was funny that Walt has been radio silence for a minute, and this is the one thing that he just basically was like lay up, and I was like, all right.
And he went back in his cage.
Yeah.
It's like Walt doesn't. He's a man of he has a man of many words, but he also knows when to use those words. And he didn't write anything besides just share the tweet. It wasn't like, hey guys, James Gunn is talking about all the DC stuff. Hey guys, Swamp Thing. It was like, y'all do it.
He's like, I was like, oh, okay. Enough said. Enough said. It was like that Sega X-Men game where you call on one of the X-Men to come and just fuck shit up and leave.
Love me a good this is like Marvel vs. Capcom, the support character.
Yeah, they're
like,
just
damn.
like, ha, ha. You're like, all right.
So yesterday, James Gunn massive mic drop all around. Everyone was waiting on him to make an announcement on what DC Studios was going to do now that him and Peter Safran are, the leaders of the whole organization for the most part. And
I like when he was like, when he goes, me, James Gunn, the co-CEO. I said, dang.
And he let it breathe too. He was like, CEO. And for those of you that don't know what CEO stands for,
I was like, holy shit, it's Tony Stark.
Yeah, and I think what was most surprising was how long that video was.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like a tweet or something, because people have been pressuring him like, yo, what are you guys doing? What's the plan? Like everyone's been waiting
like a school assignment.
Yeah, everyone's been waiting on like, what's the announcement? Why isn't Henry Cavill? Why is Henry Cavill coming back?
Why did we lose him?
Yeah, exactly. People have been waiting for it. And if I don't know how true this is. Let me see something. I saw something, just a headline. I'm not sure how true this is, but I think even James Gunn pressed for DCU plans by U.S. Congress, by a U.S. congressman. I think even
even a congressman was tweeting, they're like, hey, listen, I'm gonna bring you into Congress. We can't agree on medical care, but we need this DC now. He's like, what about gun violence? Listen.
DC Studios, we need to know what's going on over there.
Where's my Henry Cavill, damn it?
But sir, my grandmother can't afford her medications. You know who can't afford a job right now? Henry Cavill. We got to help this guy find a job. He's not Superman no more. Yeah. Sitting United States Congressman is questioning James Gunn about the state of the DC universe. Damn, that's funny. Congressman Robert Garcia. If James Gunn doesn't present the new DCU plan by February 1st, I'm calling him in a congressional hearing where I will ask the tough question everyone wants to know. Obviously, that sounds like kind of like
that's pretty cool.
In jest and joke, but it is pretty funny.
I like to think the fact that this Robert Garcia goes into a comic shop every Wednesday.
Oh, dude, and he's giving speeches.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to know if he's on Reddit. He's probably on Reddit. He would have to be on Reddit.
Oh, and it's like it's one a username that you would never expect, like Garbage Garcia or something like that. Like something you're like, that might be him. All right, but Drew, my warm-up question to you is, out of all of the things that has been announced, which was, a 3-minute, 4-minute video worth of announcements back-to-back, what has got you the most excited?
Creature Commandos.
Wow, that was an easy one.
Creature Commandos. Why? First off, because it's the most, he did so good with Peacemaker. He did such a good job with Peacemaker with all these obscure characters. And we're finally getting Frankenstein. Frankenstein's going to be coming into the fold, and to me, he's the most Hellboy, Mike Mignola-esque type. I don't even know who created him, but it's like, oh, okay, so this is probably going to be bloody, violent, and you can go either way with it. Somebody had posted on Reddit, they're like, do you think, who is that British guy that took on Superman in the cartoon?
Oh, man, he's got the British flag.
Yeah.
Something black?
It is something black.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So that character, they're like, yo, what if he shows up? And I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even think about it. But yeah, so the Frankenstein Colony Commanders is what I want.
That's funny. The only reason I started chuckling is because I typed in Superman versus British and autofilled the British guy, so we're not the only ones with this question.
Elite.
So it was in that Superman versus the Elite movie.
Manchester Black. Okay.
Okay. Word. Okay.
So I kind of I want to see him show up at some point because I think he's just goofy enough. but Creature Commandos 100%. Do you think?
Does it make you excited that it's an animated? Like, is it?
Yes.
You lean more towards it because it's animated.
Yes, 100% for like numerous reasons. Because I like the fact that they're going the Star Wars route, where Star Wars basically has the Star Wars. They have their TV shows that interlock with the movies, shows that it does really well. And now James Gunn's taking it further with the animated stuff, because I'm pretty sure there's some studios that have done animated. Yeah, it's like Star Wars. Star Wars did all that stuff. They've incorporated everything, and now I feel like DC's doing it. Like, now we're gonna have that whole encompassing. Like, all right, let's make everything kind of make sense, and hopefully it'll be like goofy enough to like work.
I found it interesting that he kind of promised that certain characters would move from animated to live action.
Yeah,
and I think that's really cool.
I think Frankenstein. That's Frankenstein. I'm ready for Frankenstein.
Yeah, like the fact that you could have a character from Creature Commandos, even though it starts as an animated series, possibly make its way into, whatever, Authority or Brave and Bold. And this lineup is crazy, man. I'm seeing it like holistically. It's like, damn, he's got it all covered.
There's some things that I'm not excited about, but I know for a fact.
What are you least excited about?
Paradise Lost.
Oh, what did he say? That was going to be like
Game of Thrones
meets the Mascara Wonder Woman.
Yep. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I feel like this is a little bit too late in the game to have something as like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like, I think you have to find your own lane.
Yeah. Well, maybe he just like, I think it's easy to do like those, hey, this is X meets Y thing. And I think Game of Thrones at this point is just synonymous with like medieval, like backstabbing, politics and royalty.
Yeah, but like Paradise Lost is gonna be like catfight. Like Paradise Lost sounds like Love Island, but like what if they make it like Love Island, but like it's just like in Sarah Mascara? Like, that's the TV series. He makes a reality TV show called Paradise Lost, and it's Diana.
I guess it would have been funnier if he would have said it's Game of Thrones meets Love Island. That would actually be pretty funny. I'd say I'm probably least excited for
Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, obviously.
Fuck out of here. I am super excited about it. I say Waller.
Yes.
Not because of Viola Davis, but Waller is just a very interesting choice to base a whole show around. And I feel like I like the amount that you get of her in like that we got of her in like Suicide Squad.
They made her super crazy. Here's the thing. They made her super crazy in Suicide Squad 2.
She's scary. I mean, she's definitely like that's not someone you want to double cross. I just don't know if I want to watch a whole show about just specifically her. I like the dosage that we get of her in Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, where she's like behind the scenes, and the dosage you do get of her.
So you want you want her treated like Nick Fury, like just move in the shadows.
Yeah, Nick Fury, I think warrants. I give him a little leeway because he is a soldier himself. We've seen him in action.
Yeah.
And maybe this is an opportunity to see Waller in action, but I just haven't gotten that vibe that it's going to... I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. It's like she doesn't seem like the very much like action-packed. She gets people to pull the trigger for her, and it's like, yo, no, you do your own dirty work.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm least... If Chris Pratt, if Chris Pratt comes and he plays Booster Gold, I think that it'll be the one that I'll be the least excited for.
Tight. Oh.
Least excited for it.
Why?
I don't know.
Who would you want to play Chris Pratt? I'm sorry, Booster Gold.
Booster Gold? Not Chris Pratt. For sure.
Okay.
Just like, I don't know. He has to, like, if I could have my ultimate, like, Booster Gold, what would be in Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling.
I want to see if he can do. I want to see if he can do like comedy, really dramatic, fun, like bum, like just an idiot comedy. Because then there's also I want him to have like heroic moments, and that's another thing too. With Booster Gold, you can go either way. You can go either stupid, goofy, or like, no. He's like in like the Jeff Johns. Oh, he's the superhero that's doing all the stuff in the background, but will never get credit, and he has to play this idiot.
Okay. I'm gonna diverge from this. I'm gonna move this real quick because, speaking of other like comic book homies, I seen a really good thread by the homies at the Wednesday Pull List, where they were talking about this exact topic about who they were just taking like asking their audience who they think should play Booster Gold casting, and he was either gonna give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And some of these are excellent. So let me get your thoughts on some of these. I don't know who the hell that is.
That's the dude that
Go Good.
He's one of the SNL ally. He does the show Thank You for Leaving, whatever. No.
Really?
No.
Damn, I thought
no.
I
Hell
thought that
no.
was pretty
Nope.
decent.
Nope.
Okay. All
Nope.
right. All right, who else do we got?
Oh, hell yeah.
Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk, yeah. Alan Tudyk for sure, but he's way too old. I think he's past that cusp.
Okay. Gonna continue some more. Glenn Powell.
Oh my god.
This gift, by the way, is hilarious.
Dude,
and I think appropriate.
I saw him in the new movie Devotion, where he plays a pilot. And like he had like
Top Gun, so they just left him in his Top Gun uniform,
basically. But like he's actually like a really cool, like a really good pilot. Like he's one of the I forget exactly what happens, but his character has like a lot of moments where you're like, oh, he's very like superhero s type. All right, bet.
Yeah, I thought that was my favorite one so far.
God no, boo!
Tom Holland
Get
got
out
the
of here,
thumbs up.
Tom Holland with like the booism of the booness.
Let me see.
No.
Old boy from Stranger Things.
Nope.
Yeah, he looks a little too scrawny for me. Dan Stevens.
Legion. Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, all right. Let's do one more. I'm gonna skip that one.
Hell no.
This got a thumbs
Hard
up too.
pass.
Yeah. All right.
No, he's already in the DC universe.
Does this look like the discount Henry Cavill?
100%.
Like at least in this photo, right?
David Cavalier.
Yeah. All right. Was there any other really good ones?
No, I don't think so. Like
I think
they're
Glenn
gonna
Powell
probably
is the best
Here's the either that or British, like a British person, a British bloke,
invasion,
a British bloke.
All right, but I will say, so Waller's brought my least excited one. The Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow announcement, and the fact that James Gunn specifically called out Tom King's run got me hype. And then learning that Tom King is actually working on the film. I think like he actually brought in Tom King as part of like the writer's room.
And they're making it a movie and not a TV show? Okay, movie.
Film. So you got how many films? You have Superman Legacy, The Authority, The Brave and the Bold is going to be a film, and that Batman's not going to be played by
Ben Affleck.
No, not Ben Affleck. I'm drawing a blank.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Thank you so much. Also, film is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Swamp Thing. And so how many was that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then television series, you got 1, 2, 3. Waller, Booster Gold, Lanterns, and Paradise Lost. Sorry, that's 4. And then one animated.
Does this make you excited for all these DC movies coming out, or are you least excited?
Yo, super excited. One, because James Gunn seems confident. Like he seems.
No, I'm talking about like for the rest of the we have. I'm talking about Aquaman 2, Shazam 2.
I'll be real.
The new
with
Blue
you.
Beetle. I like the way he kind of like said that. He kept using the word marvelous.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, oh, I see what you're doing.
Well, so
I'm really banking on. I really hope they do Blue Beetle. I'm hoping that Blue Beetle is like the Black Panther sleeper.
I hope Blue Beetle is the one, because I'll be honest, the way he said, it almost feels like these
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I feel like I hope it gets that crossover appeal. I hope it like brings on a younger generation of comic fans. But at first I was like, oh wow, they're still gonna go through with all 4 of these 4 movies, right? Shazam, Fury Gods, in March. The fact that he said a Flash is still coming out, I was like, damn. After all Ezra Miller did.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds okay. So they're like, "Fuck it, we already."
That's just
invested
like
in
he's
it.
like that's just one turd, and like this is one turd in the whole pool of like.
What happens if that movie is fucking?
That movie's gonna
fire.
suck.
But what if it's fire
It's
and
not
we
gonna
all
be
got to
fire.
be like, "Damn, that's Miller."
I don't think so. Here's the thing: it's always gonna be the bad taste. For like, all I can hope is they do a reshoot where it's basically like Ezra Miller, like just basically reveals he was Edward Thawne the entire time. Like he was just like, hey,
Well, this is a huge marketing play where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he was Reverse Flash.
yeah, the entire time. I'd be like, oh shit.
That is meta as fuck. That is some dedication. All right, and then Blue Beetle in August, and still see we're getting 4 DC movies in this year, and I hope it's not a. James Gunn made it seem like, hey, look, it's kind of like up in the air. If these, we're not saying they won't return, they won't come back and play the same characters, but we're also not promising you anything. I hope Blue Beetle, out of all of them, I hope Blue Beetle is the one that like breaks through. I hope that one is so good that they're like, now we gotta bring him on board.
Mm-hmm. This is how we're gonna base it around this kid.
Yeah. So I'm most excited about, like I said, Supergirl because of the Tom King tie-in. It seems like James Gunn, he seems like a genuine comic fan. I read something this morning from Hollywood
Dude,
Reporter.
he did Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
I mean, it really is enough said.
I was
That's
like, he did
redundant
Guardians of the
statement.
Galaxies 1, 2. I'm excited about the third one coming up, but it's like, oh man, like the fact that we didn't get any any type of like Peacemaker 2, any type of drop about that, like that,
a little bit,
that's when I'm like, man, I gotta like, yo, tell me more about this. Like, when's Vigilante? Is Vigilante gonna show up?
Excuse me, Mr. Gunn. Is Vigilante? And he's like, I'm talking about this new shit. You're like, yeah, but I'm talking about the good shit.
Do you think he'll show up on Superman?
Yeah, James Gunn impressed the hell out of me, man. And the fact that he addresses the Marvel similarities, where he's like, look, this isn't Marvel 2.0. We want this to be like our own thing. And I feel like he's probably, you know, like the fact that he's already worked under Marvel. Then he came over to DC. Like he's no stranger to directing. He's no stranger to superhero films. He's a comic fan himself. Like, and you know, and he's in this moment where he can look at like MCU, where he's just like, oh, I've had a chance to work underneath him. I know what works, what doesn't. Here's my thoughts. You know, I feel confident.
I think, also the craziness to me is like how he's like writing Superman. Like that's like, he's like, no, we're going to be writing that movie.
And the fact that he's so confident, it doesn't feel like, from what I've seen already, he doesn't come across as someone that's going to just try to make people happy. Like the fact that he put an emphasis on storytelling, where it's like, look, all the other shit comes second. We're focusing on a good story. We don't care about, you know, trying to get A-list actors and all that. It's like a good story. That is our mission.
I like how he stamped everything else as Elseworlds.
Yeah.
He's like, now it's going to have the Elseworlds tag to it. And he like winked at the camera and he's like,
It sounds, I mean, it's refreshing is what I'll say. Aside from that, I am curious about The Authority, because that is a series I've tried to read. I couldn't get hooked on it, but maybe I'll give it a second go. I know like deep cut DC fans, I feel like probably got
Which one have you tried to read?
I think the original, the Brian Hitch, this is a Warren Ellis.
The Warren Ellis, and then it switches to Ed Brubaker for a little bit.
It's definitely funny. I think I just wasn't in the right mindset, but I do want to revisit it before that film comes out. And Swamp Thing is also very high up there.
This is just like me that I really want Planetary.
Yeah.
If you can make that like maybe an animated TV show or a TV show, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm here for Planetary.
Planetary. Whoa. Also, can we discuss the fact that in Suicide Squad, he made it Starro? Like Starro was the big baddie.
Deep cut, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm
like,
this,
okay, cool. So like he's gonna be able to just make it look good. The one thing I'm interested about the whole Supergirl World of Tomorrow is how the colors are going to look on that film, if that makes sense.
I hope it is stylistic. I hope they give it like, you know, some comic book effect, and I want them to go all out with like the costuming, and I think they will, because he's saying this is going to be a sci-fi thing. So I think we're going to be able to see like aliens. They're going to play around with like planets and settings. Like
and the fact that, you know, I think it's like knowledge that they get their power from the sun. So the fact that it's a red sun, spoiler alert, is wonderful to me.
And also, you can't. I mean, you know, it's not phase 1. It's chapter 1.
Gods and monsters.
It's a mic drop. That's a good. That's a sexy name. That is a sexy name for a movie initiative of this caliber.
And we're getting Green Lantern TV shows, which they said it was going to be like True Detective.
How long have we? Here's the thing, though. How long have we been waiting on this?
I feel like James Gunn.
I hope this
is us. I wonder what these guys were saying.
James Gunn is like, oh shit! The new episode of the Short Box. Oh, they're talking DC.
Episode 34.
Okay, nah. I've been listening to y'all for a minute. I hope that comes out sooner than later, because I feel like we are overdue for the reprieve of Green Lantern. You know, Ryan Gosling's movie.
Ryan Reynolds.
Thank you. Ryan Reynolds' movie has set such a bad taste in everyone's mouth. I want the Lanterns to come out and just set things right for all us Green Lantern fans out there. It's time. It's time.
Very much so.
All right, D, how about we go ahead and dive into the previews?
Yeah.
We had over 600. Combined between the main previews, the DC and Marvel, it's definitely well over like 700 pages of previews to go through. The homework assignment. Look through the previews, find the coolest stuff on Earth that is hitting shops here soon. And that's what we did today, man.
Heck yeah.
I look forward to
finding it in that one.
Which kind of leads me
in that one.
Which leads me to the beginning, right? We started actually looking through the DC previews, the Marvel previews. So let's start with these first before we get into the main book. Was there anything in the DC Connect I laugh because I already know the answer. Is there anything in the DC Connect previews that caught your attention?
One thing out of the whole thing. Just the one, the last page. No, the there's a Chip Zdarsky Batman comic still going on, and just the cover to me was so interesting.
Let me see if I can find that. It's got to be at the top, right?
Yeah, it's coming. It's actually this one right here. Those two covers.
Oh.
There's that Ram V on the right,
Mhm.
and then the left. I don't know what's going on, but this is a Dan Moira cover, and
Covered by Jorge Jimenez on
oh, sorry, Jorge Jimenez. But to me, I'm like, what is going on? Who is that? Like, who is that? Why does that look so cool?
It does look pretty cool.
Like, I'm like, there's a lot of things going on, and I'm like, is that Joker in the background? Like, is this like the new Red Hood? Like,
What does it say? It's all out war as only Batman stands between Red Mask and Gotham City full of bodies. How much is the Dark Knight willing to sacrifice to save this city? Chip Zdarsky's on this Batman is the reason why I'm collecting. Even though I haven't caught up with like the last 3 issues, it's just kind of like, oh, Chip Zdarsky's name is on. That's like a stamp of guarantee that's going to be
instant
good.
cop,
Exactly. Okay.
like in Jordan 1. You're like, the Zdarsky ones? Yo,
Oh,
I'm grabbing
I
those.
got that. Yeah, let me put my name in the raffle. Let me put my
Yeah.
name in the raffle.
And then, like, if you scroll a little bit,
I did love the Superman cover right here.
oh, the
That's a hard cover. Right
busting
there.
through, like, I don't know what he's doing.
Where
If
was
you
that?
scroll down, there's, I think, one called Speechless.
Oh yeah, was it the Harley Quinn book?
There it is right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this one.
Speechless.
This one. Yeah,
That's the only
caught
one
my
on
interest.
because I like goofiness like that. And if
looks
it's like
cool.
a whole silent issue where this dude is doing artwork, like, I'll give that one a cop.
This cover is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the colors pop, and his art it kind of reminds. I mean, I'm new to this artist who is Gustavo Duarte. I think that's how you say his name.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me like graffiti, like a graffiti kind of hip hop style.
Yeah, I like that.
What does it say? It says Gustavo Duarte brings his style of humor to the DC universe in 6 short stories featuring funny moments in your favorite superheroes' lives. Where does Harley buy her mallets? What happens to Superman's radioactive clothes? What's a day off like for Cyborg? Be sure to check out this entirely silent comic coming out April 18th.
Yeah.
Yo,
So-
sign me up for that. I'm good. I'm here for that. Yeah, this looks like a cross between like Sunday Funnies
Mm-hmm.
meets like the Harley Quinn animated
Yeah,
show.
yeah, Mad TV. So then after that, you scroll no more, nothing else. And, like, everything else is just like thing.
The DC Connect is really short too. I will say it's
I don't know
very
any
short.
of these writers. I don't know any of these artists. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I know some of them, but it's like I kind of like. I think DC just needs to like get all new artists. Like I'm really not liking the aesthetic look of what they're doing now.
I'll be honest. I think DC has
No, lie to me.
better. I'm like I love the DC Connect previews. I think DC has really good art. I think their artists, because a lot of times their artists tend to be the interiors, the cover and interior.
Mm-hmm.
I think DC's got a solid crop of artists. Do I know them off the top of my head on like the back of my hand like I used to? No. But I think Marvel's writers tend to intrigue me a little more between the two.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what's going to be the difference between this dawn of DC and everything else. Is it just another, perfect spot for them to plant a new flag for new readers? And, like, I just don't know.
They keep adding super people. It's like, yo, at one point, Superman, do you really need to live on Earth anymore?
I'm trying to see. So it's
Like, why don't you and Lois go to find another planet?
I am glad to see Joshua Williamson, getting his name out there. So
Oh yeah, and I absolutely love all the stuff like that. But I like,
I got you. Look, it wasn't the month. Look, we do this every month. Maybe next month will be DC's time. Let's go to the Marvel previews. Did you have nothing?
Boo!
I thought this cover was pretty slick.
Oh, yo, that cover
is slick.
Fire.
All right. Well, there is one.
Listen, yo, Marvel's over here just buying up everything from Boom Studios or whatever, and Dark Horse. They're doing their Alien, they're doing Predators.
Oh, and
now
Planet
they're
of the
doing
Apes.
Planet of the Apes. It's like, all right, why do I need to? Why?
Sometimes I think they scoop these properties up just to have them, and they put out the comic books just to ensure. But let's be real. David Walker is a pretty strong writer, so at least
100%, he's a good writer.
All right, I will say the one item in the Marvel previews that caught my attention. Oh, well, I already messed up my. It is page. Where's it at? Hold up. Dang. You got to bear with me. I got to scroll a little bit. It is in the Star Wars section.
Oh, okay.
It is.
Like even the Spider-Man stuff looks corny. The Venom stuff looks corny.
I'm
Everything
tired.
just
I'm
looks
tired.
corny.
I'm tired of symbiotes. I'll tell you that.
Oh
much.
yeah, 100%.
Man, where is this page at?
Dude, X-Men's getting crazy.
It does look pretty good.
All these 3-issue minis, and that's another thing that's really, really crazy. Is like, yo, every character has like 6 titles. Like Iron Man right now has like 4 titles.
Man, okay. This is the one Star Wars item
Yeah,
that
we all know how much you like a black and white and
Dude,
red.
Come on. they're giving Darth Vader the anthology color anthology treatment. Look at some of the names.
And look at this pose, like just
art.
like
if there's anyone that deserves a anthology series of just like, hey, let's find the best talent in comic books and have them do a short story in their own style with like within this parameter of these three colors. I think Darth Vader is excellent because, you know,
his lightsaber's red. His lightsaber's red.
And he's violent as hell, so, you know, all that bloodshed.
Bro.
So you got, they solicited Jason Aaron is on here, Peach Momoko, Toron Gronbeck, who I think is writing the current Thor, covered by Alex Maleev. But look, let me see if I can zoom in. I can't read that. It says, following the successful Black, White, and Red series produced by Marvel Comics, Darth Vader now takes a spotlight for the Tales of Terror by some of the entry's most talented artists. Peach Momoko is going to do a story, plus the return of Jason Aaron to the world of Star Wars with part 1 of his Vader tale spanning, all 4 issues. That's kind of interesting. So, now, will I collect this every month? Maybe not, but I will wait for it to be collected in the Treasury Edition. Okay. Those Treasury Editions for these anthologies
are fire.
So, all right. So, nothing much going on in the Marvel previews.
No.
Man, we've really grown. Younger us would be like,
what the hell, man?
Get your old crusty ass out of here.
Number one.
Marvel DC is the way to go. Let's look at the big major previews, which I felt this month's previews was.
Yeah, they came with it. It was comic heavy.
Super comic heavy.
I was like, damn, there's this many comic books?
Yeah.
There's this many? That's going to need a bigger table. For this month.
I need more IKEA shelves. You know, man, IKEA shelves, I feel like are just a, you know, you think when you first start out your collection, start collecting comic books, short boxes, right? Plain white, plain white tees, plain white tees, right? Plain white tees.
Plain white tee.
Plain white short boxes, long boxes, you know, you stack them in a corner in the closet. And then eventually, like, you know, you move into your own spot. You get your own house. So, you know, like, you cut down on the collection. Now you're like, all right, I'm going to get the best of the best, and I want to display them nicely. The go-to is IKEA shelves, right? Those Calyx shelves and all that. Man, I feel like that guy needs to be inducted into the Eisner Award Hall of Fame. Is the dude that created the IKEA Calyx shelves.
It's like something like Gustavo Goof. Gustavo Goof has been nominated. What? Your shelves. Everybody uses your shell. I don't know why. That's like the worst impression ever. But anyway, it's like, yo, sneakerheads all the world, like, you love your shelves. Record player, people love your shelves.
Bro,
the comic book community loves your shelves.
Oh, that's good. Okay, let's take a look.
Like, should that be a humanitarian award or Nobel Peace Prize?
Exactly.
Like, it's one of those.
He deserves even better than Eisner. He deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. That's funny shit. All right, let's take a look at the comics first, and then we'll do toys and merch and all that. I think off the bat, we both shared the same interest in this new comic coming out right
Kyle
here.
Higgins coming out here basically saying, I don't need the big two to be successful.
He is killing it, man. And, you know, and this is such a different look for him, too. For those of you tuning in, we're looking at Deep Cuts #1, which is coming out through, what is this? Image. It's by Kyle Higgins and Joe Clark as writers, and then an artist that I'm not familiar with, Danilo Bayruth. And I'll read the solicitation because that's what piqued. Well, honestly, the cover is what piqued my interest. Chris Brunner doing a. First of all, that dude, anytime he draws any music stuff, he kills it. And this cover, Drew, this was like an automatic interest for me.
Automatic cop.
Yeah,
it's just it's a beautiful cover. It looks really good. It stands out. The whole premise behind it's really good. Yeah. But I'm so weird when it comes to reading music and comics. Like, especially if like the character's whistling and singing a song, I don't know which tempo to go with. And some of the songs I don't know what they're singing.
I'll be honest.
You know?
I sometimes skip when a character is singing a song. Sometimes I skip the song.
Oh, okay.
Because for the same point, I just don't want to hum it or I don't know. I just have a weird like aggression towards that.
I'm exactly the same way. Like, anytime anybody, like, I'm doing Ice Cream Man and there's like whistling and singing and I'm just like, how do you do this?
Yeah. And I guess for me, it's like, I know this is going to be symbolic of something. I just don't feel like trying to figure it out. You know what it is? I think I'm just lazy.
This one's going to definitely be a deep cut. You have no choice.
But I love the name. I love the premise that it's going to revolve around like jazz story. You know, telling the history of jazz through short stories. It looks like they're also giving it like it says 6 double-length issues that weave stories of struggle, joy, and hope through the history of jazz. Yeah, I'm here for it. It's based in New Orleans. Now, granted, the fact that I just said that I skip over the singing of, when comics have songs and singing, it contradicts my interest in this. But I think
because I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
To me, so that's how I'm like, okay, like, all right, you have me now.
Not only that, but jazz, I'll be honest, dude, is something that I've recently really started to get into. As someone who collects records and collects vinyl, jazz is a category that is a very deep rabbit hole. And a lot of like older record collectors, serious record collectors will tell you that when you they'll kind of like warn you against jazz. They'll be like, hey, don't get into jazz. Stick with everything else but jazz. Because once you get into jazz, it's very expensive. They're very hard to find. And you will just go like, it'll unlock like it'll reignite like that collector aspect of you.
Where hey, like, kid, stay away from jazz.
But so I've actually, of course, thrown caution to the wind. I'm getting into jazz now, especially collecting jazz records. So this like immediately jumps out at me. All right, let's see what else was on your list. All right, next up is on page 171.
Boom. Woo! Michael B. Jordan.
Bro, that cover is stupid hard.
Definitely.
Scar, #1. Disney villain, Scar, #1.
On Dynamite. They couldn't put this in the Marvels. Way too crazy. Way too crazy.
Yeah, to your point, it is like, I'm curious like how Marvel's like, hey, we'll take care of, our property.
We can hang out with Donald Duck. He's like, no. Yeah. You can draw the covers. We'll see how you're good. Yeah. We'll see how good your covers are.
Dynamite,
and then you'll get the mouse.
They give us a Dynamite like make it sexy,
bro.
Yeah, make it sexy,
bro. Look at this.
That cover is awesome.
Look how dope it is, and it's just like it's a crown, it's a scar. Oh my god.
So you got Chuck Brown, who is known for Eisner Award-winning writer. Chuck Brown
Disney
Bitterroot.
3 times in a row. We had Gargoyles. Yep. We had Darkwing Duck. And now we got Scar.
It's hard. These covers are sick.
Next month's going to be Mighty Ducks. I'm going to choke you on air. Oh, we did it. We did it.
So the tagline is, how far will Scar go when he realizes he can never rule Pride Rock?
Oh.
Which sounds cool. So it's really, let's see, Eisner and Ringo Award-winning author Chuck Brown from Bitterroot and stunning artist Trevor Fraley tell a tale of fire and fury centered on an enraged Scar, unable to accept that he will never be king, not so long as Mufasa and his son inhibit Pride Rock. Ooh. A plan is starting to formulate within Scar's corrupt mind, which will bring him face to face with this mysterious shaman. Ooh, Rafiki! I love how they describe him. Mysterious shaman. The series debuts with a special 27-page story at the regular cover price of $3.99. So they're like, look, I ain't got to pay extra. This cover, which covers did you like? Anyone that really stood out to you?
No, I don't like any of those except for the first one. Except just that one right there. Just that one right there.
Yeah, that's all I need.
That's the only one I want.
Hard. That's super hard. I love that. We were texting before we met up. I loved your idea of having a YouTube video of Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger vocals and speech on like Scar.
On Scar in the movie.
That's like overdubbed on Scar would be super hard.
Yeah, 100%. Now I need that. I'm gonna say right now, if this thing gets so popular, cool. If they make it black and white and red, would you cop that? Like, I feel like if anybody's gonna get the black, white, and red treatment, it has to be Scar. That guy is vicious.
Yeah, and yeah, that's funny as fuck that they'd give Scar an anthology series where he's like just violent. It's like his normal, because he's a fucking lion.
He's a lion, yeah. He has to take out people. If I find out that like Mufasa was sending Scar to do all of his dirty work, like
what's a black covert agent?
Yeah, and we just found out like that's how he gets the scar in his eye. Because I want like a young, fresh, non-scar Scar.
You're giving out
you
the
know
sauce.
What I'm saying?
You're giving out the sauce.
Who gave him that? Where did he get it? Like, tease me first. Like. Give him like a little scratch, and you're like, oh, that'll heal up fine. And you're like,
Mufasa have the best hair, the best fucking. That is like awesome, man. Damn, that'd be awesome. That is such a good premise. That
year one Scar. He's just a pup.
Look, patrons, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little upset that there's no one in the chat to share in this fucking.
Dude, they should have made Scar look like Loki. Like now we can get deep with it. Like, you find out that Scar is like Loki and like Mufasa is Thor, and then you get to meet his dad, who's like this Odin son who always just loved Mufasa, never there for Scar.
All right,
what was his relationship
I'm
with
looking
his
through,
mother?
which is great about this is that they kind of they get. I love these
It's
little
just drawing
gem
of
of the month
tigers.
spotlights because
Yeah.
you can see alternate covers, some behind the scenes sketches.
It's like
But
how
they
it's
also-
made.
Yeah, and they also interview the creative team. And I'm seeing right here that Chuck Brown says the series takes place after Simba is born and ends before kids Simba and Nala are attacked by the hyena. Takes place after Simba's born and ends before they're attacked by hyenas. Oh, so they found like a little gap and they're like, all right, we'll tell the story there. I've watched those scenes in whole movies over and over again to prepare. We had to find a way to make our story fit in seamlessly with the film. The story also needed to add something of value. All right, I'm here for it. I don't even need to read anymore.
Here's the thing. What they do is, this is how they get me. You do this, but then you better give me some flashbacks. Like, I want some flashbacks and find out. Like, I want Scar to be like
That's dope.
the most like humblest, dopest. Like, we're talking like he's kind-hearted Scar, and then just society and Instagram just took him, messed him up.
All right. I'm going to chime in with my comic picks, and then we'll move on to books because we both have some pretty good books.
Yo,
This right here, Packless
bro,
number 6.
saw it,
That cover.
and I was like, number 6. I missed the first
Hey, that's
5.
what all right. I said the same thing, like, oh, well, fuck. Of course, I'd find the series on issue 6. But the good thing is that it's probably going to be a trade here soon.
Okay.
And I think that's
Oh, I wish that was like, no. Actually, number 6 is number 1. I wish you would have said
some
that.
backwards shit. Yeah. So, story by Dustin Weaver and art by Jeremy Barlow. I wish I'll be honest. I wish the whole thing was done by Dustin Weaver because this cover is awesome. It reminds me of something of like some Mobius stuff, like the setting, how kind of the line work and all that. But judging from the solicitation, it reads like it is like an oversized comic with an anthology because it mentions something about tech noir mystery. Something. It just seems like a lot of different stories, like a Western type thing. And the fact that, the first line, the critically acclaimed anthology series returns with more mind-breaking tales.
Okay,
Like,
so does critically acclaimed, is that like positive or negative?
that's positive.
Okay.
Critically acclaimed?
All right.
I guess for me, it's like, damn.
Can you shit on something so critically that it's acclaimed? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
can
good.
I make
That's
that
good.
like, yo, it's the worst, but it's critically shitted on, acclaimed.
Let's see. You know what? Just because
Learning words today.
Yeah. Let's see.
Cinnamon.
What
Synonym.
synonym?
Synonym.
All right, let's see what is the opposite of acclaim. What is the what's the opposite is
Celebrate. Oh.
damn, what is the phrase for opposite of a word? It's not synonym. Synonym is like alike.
The synonym is sane. Homonym? Synonym?
No, homonym is something-
Ononym?
Man, we are
We
someone
are
is
dumb.
someone's like,
We are dumb. Just dumb. And it's 12. Like, oh, dang.
All right.
This is what.
You know what it is? It'll come to me at the most when you leave 2 days after people have called me dumb and question my high
Like,
school
I didn't
diploma.
Google shit. I just waited for
Yeah,
my
fuck
brain
it.
to search for
Hell
the
it.
answers.
All right. I guess you could probably like shit on something so hard that it's critically acclaimed in the worst way.
Yeah. Okay.
But this piqued my interest because that's the cool thing about previews, right? It's not all number ones. It's not all like, hey, this is a good jumping on point. Sometimes they're like, hey, here's issue 5 of this like critically acclaimed series. Like we want to let you know that it's continuing on. And this is the one that piqued my interest where it's like, oh, damn, even though this isn't a number 1, it's still probably a good
Yeah,
jumping on point
it's
because now I've got like, I don't got to wait.
And you can't deny that is a sick cover. Like,
that's
if
a
you walk
hard
up on something like that, like, how many pages is it? Because that looks like it'd be like a thick boy.
56 pages.
Yeah, okay, that is a thick boy.
Original stories. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, let's move on to books. We'll start off with we'll just go down your list of books. First one that you sent me was
Ooh, yeah.
and this is a twofer because they're both kind of on the same page.
Yep.
You got the Game Boy Anthology hardcover and the Gamecube Anthology hardcover. Talk to me about this. What was outside the obvious? I know why you chose this, but tell our listeners what made you pick these.
Oh, because of the fact, like, I'm interested to see the format. It's supposed to have all the games, like all the Game Boy games that have ever been like solicited or made. So it'd just be kind of like a cool collector thing to kind of flip through, look at some games. And I'm always like, I like Game Boys. Like, I realize that's something that I like is handheld video games. And I played them a lot. Like, when people are like, I play video games, I'm like, oh yeah. Like, that would be the same. So that's definitely fun. Bro, I wasn't really huge into GameCube at all.
Dude.
And there's so many, like,
continue.
it's one of the ones that, like, I kind of, like, fell out. Like, I think I got into PlayStation 2, GameCube came out, I was playing that a little bit, Smash Brothers. That thing got way popular.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play as much, because the only thing I did on GameCube, and we've talked about this, is Resident Evil 4. That was, like, the game that I got that I was like, okay.
GameCube, Similar. I'm actually the fact that you're saying that a lot of what you just said resonates with me. By GameCube, I think I was slowly getting out of like playing video games hardcore, and I know we had one. I just don't remember what games we had. I don't think it's the sexiest. I mean, it's literally just a fucking cube, right?
And the discs were so cool
Bro,
to me. I was like,
yeah,
damn,
they were
so
like
tiny.
Yeah, very tiny, and I know we lost a few of them.
Yeah. Well, 100%. That was because I remember feeling a type of way. I got upset because I liked the cartridges. Like that to me was like to get a cartridges and have the cartridge. So when this thing came with a disc, I was like, oh my god, I can fucking scratch a
What
disc.
preceded the GameCube? What was before it? It was the N64,
64,
right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe there was a big gap between the two, between N64 and GameCube. And if I'm not mistaken, PlayStation snuck in right between there. And PlayStation was so successful is because they snuck in between the GameCube and N64. Like PlayStation hit, and you would think Nintendo would be like, "Oh shit, we got to bring out our next gen console." I think they took a few years to drop the GameCube.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm glad they did because I mean, there's definitely some heaters in that.
Oh yeah, this book. So I didn't. I'll be honest. Another one of my favorite aspects of doing these episodes is the fact that like I get to see how your brain works, flipping through fucking 600 pages, what catches your eye, and vice versa. I did see the GameCube. I did not see this Game Boy. And reading through this Game Boy solicitation, this is a 400-page book that's basically cataloging all the games, but also all the accessories.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's even cooler.
Cataloging 1,050 titles, all accessories, including the most absurd and insane, as well as the collector's version of Game Boy Pocket and Light. I'm curious if this book goes into Game Boy Advance. I mean, you would think so, right? Like Game Boy Advance.
No, but here's the thing. That's the next one. Like Game Boy Advance.
Oh, you're right.
Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP. Like maybe we just get the Game Boy.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what the format it's going to look like. What kind of inserts I'm going to have. What type of information it's going to give me.
Sometimes
like if it's just a picture book, I would be so upset.
Okay, it doesn't. Yeah, I would want some facts about it, and it looks like it might. All right, and while the screen is loading back up. We're not dumb. I knew this. I'm just going to call it. The opposite of a synonym is an antonym. The opposite. And
the anti-life equation.
Do you know what the antonym of acclaimed is? It's just criticized. So I think something could be critically criticized.
Which
is kind of like a hard.
Right, I'm so glad we figured that out.
All right. What else was on your book? Okay. No.
Books?
Well, from books, I'll chime in on this one because you go to toys immediately after that. This book right here. Tell me if you've seen this one. And on this page right here. The Strange Death of don't go back. Oh, fuck it. The Strange Death of Alex Raymond by Dave Sim and Carson Gruba. So I'll be honest, I'm not that familiar with Dave Sim's work. I've never read Cerebus to Aardvark. I'm familiar with it. I've seen it. But this book right here piqued my interest for one. The cover looks amazing.
Like Jack Kirby and Alex Ross had a baby.
Right. Two, this is apparently Dave Sim's telling the life story and analyzing the technique of some comic book greats. I'll read the solicitation because I think it does it way more justice. Dave Sim brings to life the story of comics' greatest creators using their own techniques. Equal parts understanding comics, which is a great, like hyper detailed study on comic books and comic making, and From Hell. Strange Death is a head-on collision of ink drawing and spiritual intrigue, pulp comics and movies, history and fiction. The story traces the lives and techniques of Alex Raymond, the creator of F. Flash Gordon, Rip Curvey, Stan Drake, and Hal Foster of Prince Valiant fame, and more, dissecting their techniques through recreations of their artwork and highlighting the metatextual resonances that bind them together, which is a lot of words to say. He's about to go ahead and explain to us why these comic strip greats and pulp greats were so good. And there is a preview page they did show. I just got to wait for this preview thing to load.
All right.
All right, here we go. What page was that again? That was page 351. Yeah, take a look at it, because after the solicitation on the next page. Tell me that shit don't look hard, bro.
Yeah. All right. So I did see that one, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Once again, it gives me like. I think it
Quietly,
just
Jared Darrow, like any of those guys.
I was gonna say Mobius, like a
Mobius
for
sure.
Bitch,
no, like 100% Mobius.
That shit looks awesome. Oversized hardcover, 320 pages. I'm here for it. All right,
and we're not talking dirty, folks.
All right, I got one more.
We're talking books.
No, actually, I got two more books to go through. Tell me if this one escaped your view if you caught on to this, because this one caught me by complete fucking surprise. But I'm proud of this solicitation right here. Did you see this Simpsons Collecting Simpsons book?
No.
Do you see who the fucking writer is, bro?
Shut up! What?
My man Warren Evans.
Did he show you
Part
this?
of Darkness. No.
What?
Now, in all truthfulness, he did tell me a while back that he was working on this Simpsons merchandise book. I had to keep it under wraps. And I was waiting for him to tell me, like, hey, the solicitation is out. Hey, they're marketing the book. He didn't even know they were marketing the book. And I damn sure know he didn't know about this solicitation ad. So I'm flipping through it, the previews, just looking at all this shit, right? Making my list.
Making my way downtown.
Dude, and the thing, I don't see, it's a bunch of words, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You just look at the picture.
The pictures is what grabs your attention for the most part.
And you're like, all right, who did this?
So I
bullshit?
see it. I'm like, huh. I know someone. I'm like, I know all these toys. And I know they're rare. And I know the only person that would have them would be Warren. And sure enough, dude, I just kept reading this. It's like my eyes were like, W-A-R. It's like Warren Evans. Why do I know that name? Oh, shit. And dude, at first I was like, this motherfucker ain't tell me this at all. But even he was like a little surprised. But dude, this looks awesome.
That is sick.
And insider trader information right here. He told me this is not the final cover. So he says the final cover is going to be even more badass. But this is literally a book of like all of the, much like that Game Boy Advance or that Game Boy book sounds like. It's going to be just a giant book of cataloging.
I could just be like, I've been in that house. Like, I've been in that museum.
Yo, I'm gonna get me a signed copy for sure. But I'm super proud for Warren.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. That's freaking sick.
Yeah, that's hard. All right, and then I got 2 more books I wanted to talk about that are non kind of comic. I'm a Street Fighter fucking fan.
Listen,
I'm a Street
here's the
Fighter
thing,
fan.
because before her, it was like there's a Felicia, there's the Felicia comic,
there's an
and
Akuma one,
and as I was
a Cammy
flipping the
one.
page, I was like, bye, Felicia.
Yeah, this I got one, all new original graphic novel, and it's by Joe Nig.
Oh yeah,
That's gonna be tight. I'm here, dude. This is easy. I love.
It's the Origins.
Come on, man. Come on. It's Udon. It's got. These books are really nice too. Like they're a little oversized. I'm definitely grabbing that one. And then there was a manga that piqued my interest on this page right here, called Daigo the Beast, which is coming out through Udon. And it's such an interesting premise, right? Like you see these Street Fighter characters on it, and you're like, oh, is this another Street Fighter book with a new character? No. This is about Daigo, the infamous and famous Street Fighter player, and his rise into like video game. Tournaments. Yeah, look.
Shut up.
After this, this is for volume 5.
Damn,
but
you
once
know
again,
how I'm a sucker for like
dude,
anime
I
where
know.
it's just like manga where it's like some dude doing the shit that we do but better.
It's slice of life shit.
Slice,
right?
like that's what it's called. Slice, like, sign me up. I want 2 slices of that. That's cool.
So this
the
is
final volume.
Yeah. So they're obviously promoting volume 5, and once again, it's like, oh shit, this is awesome. They're promoting volume 5, and they're offering at a perfect time volumes 1 through 4.
Name the 5 best fighters in the world. Daigo, and Daigo.
Let me see. Do they got any previews inside?
No, don't show me
they
that.
don't. They don't.
That's sick. All right, slice of life. I'm learning so many things: antonyms, homonyms.
Yeah, hold up.
Slice of life.
You learn much more than about comic books on the short box. Can we just because that previous page has got to reload? I keep fucking up. Can we just take a look and react one more time at the infamous Daigo defeats Justin, Ken versus Chun-Li, that awesome parry? Do you remember finding this for the first time?
I can't recall. I remember this video very much, but I'm sorry. Don't look at me.
Oh,
like
bro.
that.
Now we're watching this.
Rare footage.
Everyone's watching
Rare
this.
footage.
Angry.
All right,
Who's
so
Daigo?
Daigo is Ken, and then he's fighting Justin. This was like at a early fucking video game tournament, like years.
Putting Daigo down 1-0.
1-0.
Dude, I think you've had that since some to this, but. Kick.
What the heck?
Dude.
Oh my god, that's where he blocked every
He
technical
parries.
hit.
Yeah. And this was Street Fighter 3 where parrying was like you had to be on. You had to have your shit straight. You had to hit it at the right time.
All right, what is he playing with? Like, what's my man?
I'm not sure,
What's my man
but-
rolling with?
But the fact that he blocked a Chun-Li special, like multiple
That is
hundred.
it, yo.
Tap.
Didn't lose any life.
Not at all. And he's got no life. He's got no life to spare and came back with a W.
Brother Ken.
I still try to do that to this day, and I fail miserably every time. Yeah, so the fact that Daigo gets his own manga series, bro,
off of the strength of that, that's crazy to me because that guy knew he had it in the bag. He was like, "Yo, bet." And he's like, I just gotta wait till the time runs out.
Oh, wait till they get a hold of this shit. They started sharing before he beat the guy. Like it's a wrap. So color me fucking interested in this series right here.
All right,
and that is actually all the books I've got. So let's go ahead and talk about toys.
let's talk about that. The one toy that I picked.
Do I have the Toy Man? Oh, please tell me I got the Toy Man sound drop. Oh, no, I don't got toys. No, we need more toys. Okay, what was your first toy? Okay, so on page 493, you, which one piqued your interest? Oh, 93. Director Destro. This is
I'm not even a G.I. Joe fan. Like, I don't even collect G.I. Joe.
Fucking figure.
That has to be in the entrance way. Like, I would buy that for you and put it in front of your house.
I would probably wear this chain out. I would take that chain off and wear that shit out.
People would be like, "Who is this?" I was like, "Oh, that's a rapper. You never heard of this
bro?
You never heard of Des, bro?"
My man does look like a rapper.
Yo, he looks like a hardcore rapper.
The cheetah popped collar.
He looks like one of those New Zealand rappers, like one of those man.
Plus, he also sports his famous medallion all atop of. Limit to 1,000 pieces for $200 is not crazy, but that is a statement piece.
Yeah.
Super
100%.
statement.
I was like, yeah, you walk in, and it's just like, oh my god, like,
damn, how many mixtapes he got? You know what?
Like 4. He has 4 mixtapes. Like, what? That's crazy. Are they hard? Yeah. What are they? King Cobra.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Now you know. The more you know.
The Real American Hero.
Yeah. G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
All right, that was a good one. That's a good way to start this.
I don't even know who it is. I just saw it and I was like, I want it. Like, if I had dumb money, that'd be the thing that I would.
If the eyes glow in the dark or like flicker, that'd be the icing.
Would you get that? Like, looking at him, that would be a good Sagat piece too, because he has like that Sagat look.
Yes,
to it. That thing looks like Sagat
for sure. Facts. No, he got a lot of similarities. All right, your other toy pick was these little guys right here.
Keychains.
Disney series.
They were offered again, so that means I missed them the first time.
Were they offered again? Damn, they sold out. All right, who you picking up though? That's
bro. We already know. Mighty Ducks, man.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks is badass. That's a good little lineup. I mean, you got the Gargoyles, you got the Darkwing Duck, you got DuckTales. Yep, you got DuckTales. No, it's not DuckTales. It's
Chippendale.
Thank you.
You got Gargoyles. You got DuckTales. You got Tailspin. You got Gummy Bears. The Mighty Ducks, Goofy Ducks, Darkwing Duck, Scrooge Duck.
So do you actually use these for the intended purposes of being bag clips, or do you put them?
Nah, man, listen. So what happened was funny. Man, like, I right now, I got a Christmas tree, and then I was like, I didn't have any of the like balls and shit, and I couldn't afford it. So I was like, oh man, you know what I do have an abundance of? These keychains.
You know what? I'll be honest. When you told me that, I think you mentioned it last episode we did. I started using my keychains for Christmas tree ornaments. And even Blythe was like, when did we get this ornament? I'm like, that's the thing. It's not an ornament, baby. She was like, why'd you say it's so creepy?
And you was like, I'm sorry.
That's a good little selection. All right, my toys.
Is it that?
Oh my god!
I'm so glad you said this because I was gonna send you this page as well, but I was like, nah. I know for a fact.
You knew like I bought it, got it covered,
bro. So then.
The Mad Max.
Keep going.
I'm sorry.
How many figures do you have in here?
How many figures? I think.
No, not the Mad Max. How many figures are you picking on your list?
I only have 2 toys on my list.
Is another one a rap toy?
No.
Okay.
All right.
There's 2 rap toys.
If you could tell me the page number, then I'll pull it up.
Well, that would just make it easy for
Long Box Heroes. First of all, the name got my interest.
Long Box.
5-inch.
Long Box.
Lunchbox Heroes. Secondly, you got my man Madman in here. God damn it! Stop. I keep pressing the button and it keeps taking.
The first one. It's actually the first one I flipped to.
All right. What is that? Page 43.
Page 43 and 42.
Oh man, previews. When you gotta reload it, Come on. But anyways, those toys look badass, man. Like, and I'm a sucker for action figures. I mean, I'm a sucker for action figures. Hard stop. Period. But when it's about like some obscure indie created, superheroes,
Yeah, that give it that classic feel and look
Yes.
as like a GI Joe or
The
Batman
Grindel
figure.
one, awesome. The Mr. Tick, I'm sorry, the Tick, great.
Both of them, I was like, I looked at the one, I was like, oh, that one's dope. And then the one with the tie, I was like, that one's even better.
But I want Madman and I want Grindel.
You want Madman and Grindel?
And I've always wanted to read Grindel too.
Oh, I have an omnibus if you want to rock with it. And
Oh,
here's
yeah.
the thing: it's red, black, and it's black, white, and red. The entire series is black, white, and red.
All right, that sounds good. All right, that's a good selling point. All right, and then the last toy item on my list, look, another thing that I don't play personally, but I would buy it just because.
Oh my god, the HeroClix, the pointing Spider-Man.
double identity HeroClix.
We have
This
officially
meme-
run out of ideas.
HeroClix is like, we've run out of characters to make miniatures out of. What is pop culture? You know, what's in
What's
pop
a
culture?
meme?
This meme is. This might be one of the greatest memes especially within comic books. I think it is one of the greatest memes ever.
It's a well placed meme too. So like if the context matches, like if you're talking to somebody and they send you that meme and it hits, you're like, yo, it hits.
No, it's versatile. You can use it for a lot of different instances. But $20 for this double HeroClix, I'd pay for it. I don't even play HeroClix, but I would have this. I would absolutely have this. All right, what page was the
42 and 43?
42, 43. All right, let's take a look at these Wrap toys. I saw they were the Super 7 banner, so I'm expecting good things.
Because that's I was looking at the the Ninja Turtles were in there too.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even get to send you that picture. I should have sent you that picture
42,
earlier.
40. All right, we're coming up. All right, here we go. What Wrap toy?
RZA.
Where's he at? Oh, the Bobby Digit. Yo, I did not see this.
I don't even know what it looks like. I don't even know what it is.
Let's see. Oh, don't you do that? Oh, this is his alternate identity, Bobby Digital.
I thought it
That's
was funny because
badass.
we were talking about Wu-Tang yesterday, so I was like, oh, this is funny.
Features the classic Wu-Tang black and yellow. Color scheme comes with wrist bee and a wrist shield accessory. Oh, that's right. Damn, that's kind of cool. Super 7 is...
Yeah, and they have a bunch of rap figures.
big
They have
time.
a Notorious B.I.G. one that's really cool.
They got a Old Dirty Bastard one with his license plate from the album cover. It's awesome. Super 7's packaging to me is... Super 7 figures is not a set of toys I would break out to like display or pose.
Yeah, I like that, the action of
I feel
it.
like it's all in one product. Like,
Yeah, it's a whole art piece to me.
Yes, the packaging is very
Oh,
necessary.
don't scroll too fast. We got the two things I love so much. The
it.
Donatello
With the tongue out, bro.
with the tongue
I love
out.
that tongue out.
Yo, and I love that one.
Yeah.
And then the Notorious B.I.G.
Oh shit! They got him in this
They're making him a figure,
a figure. I might have to
a
go.
Super 7 figure.
$55, worth it. I love me a good rap figure. I love a good rap figure.
Yeah, can I show you like when we're doing all this? I want to show you that my ultimate figure, like my Grail figure. Now that like when we go to like
Let's do it.
the comic book conventions, like I'm gonna try to look for this Grail.
I will say that among these TMNT ones, outside of the Donatello, because I think basketball Donatello, I would pose them in it. I would get a Jordan figure, one of them highly articulated Jordan figures, and I'd have them going at it.
Oh yeah,
But
the Batman figure.
Wingnut and Screw Loose looks epic, man.
Yeah.
It looks very complex.
He's just they're a Batman Robin ripoff.
Yeah, damn. Like I could tell by looking at it, but it just really dawned on me how much of a ripoff.
And they give him the white eyes too, I think, which is really cool. So now he gets those Batman white eyes. It's
All right,
definitely one of the cool figures.
What's this figure you were talking
NECA,
about? Oh, it's already going to be highly detailed.
Apollo
expensive.
Creed.
Oh, it's going to be stupid expensive and amazing.
Just Apollo Creed figure.
All right, let's take a look.
That one.
Dude, I've seen this somewhere.
I've seen it too. Like, yo, they have two versions. They got that one and the bloody version. Dude,
Oh,
the
man.
bloody version is so yo, that thing is there you go. There's a bunch of these figures. No, I don't think that's the
No, it's just that I know if I go to NECA's website, the what you call it, the photos will be much better.
so, and then they have the Rocky 2 Creed versus Rocky like bloody variants. Like those things are super sick, but yeah, I just was talking to myself. I was like,
Oh, that's
a
cool.
NECA Rocky figures, they always give him that dumb face. But Creed, it's funny. They gave Creed like the face he made when he dead, and then like the face where he's like, "Yo, I'm having a good time."
Let me see this NECA Rocky figure.
Dude, there's so many variants to him.
Oh my god.
There's the Drago one, and those are the ones that you want to get. The one inside the
plastic.
the plastic.
Clamshell.
Is that
Oh,
which one?
is that the bloody figure? The bloody
No, you'll see the blade figure. There's that one was dope.
That
You
one's
can wrap
cool.
them in the flag.
NECA will make It's crazy that they can make a movie. You know, it's like
Movie accurate figure.
Yeah, a movie accurate figure, and you're like, yeah, I would definitely want.
I'll have
Rocky
to. I'll
for-
send you all the Creed figures.
On the topic of Creed and Rocky, you know, I was in GameStop earlier this week trying to buy a game, and I noticed they had Michael B. Jordan as Creed on a banner, and I was like, what is he doing here? Only to learn there is a Creed video game.
Yeah,
Rise to Glory.
there was two of them. There was an old Creed video game. This is probably the new one that's coming out.
What is it? I mean,
This one right here.
oh, that one is sick.
Yeah.
That Apollo Creed. Okay, so it is. I mean, obviously a boxing game. It looks first person, kind of like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Oh, all these Rocky figures you're showing me is cool. That bloody variant is very.
I was just saying, the bloody movie where his like faces off, like you're like, dang.
That is a weird looking Michael B. Jordan.
You know, Michael B. Jordan is directing the third one.
Yes, yes, I do.
So I'm interested to see. It looked like the camera the camera's going to be different. I wonder how he does fight scenes.
Wow, almost 3 hours. That's gonna be a long movie, boy.
Damn. I
And
hope
it's
good.
right around the corner, March 3rd. Ooh, March! I gotta get my tickets ASAP. All right, D. I think that is everything we got for previews, man.
Yeah.
We have. I feel like this might be one of our stronger lists. All right, that's what I think. And I'll let the patrons vote on that. Patrons, that is it for our show today. All right. I think next time when we do March's event, we'll do a nighttime one so everyone can join. I know I scheduled this one during like prime
Like
work
6
day.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, prime, lunch hour, work time. So we'll do a nighttime one, try to get some folks hanging out with us in the chat. But that's what we got for you today. If you've scrolled through the previews yourself and there's a couple of items on there that you think that we would like or might pique our interest, or maybe there's some glaring oversights that we had, let us know, all right? Let us know about all the cool merch that you spotted by writing us right into the show, right into our email, theshortboxjacks@gmail.com, or send us a DM on Instagram and Twitter. Like I said, this monthly series has been a lot of fun, and we hope that you guys are enjoying it. In the meantime, you guys take care of yourselves. Thank you for your support as always, and we'll talk to you soon, all right? Peace.